Hello and welcome to my channel. Today the Pfister Neon has arrived. It looks pretty good, this thing. Luckily you can't actually put this in the MOC, which means you can't put those guns on it, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on whether you like that or not. The car's going to cost you £1.5 million, which is cheaper than the Revolver we had last week, but is that good? Is 1.5 million good, really? I suppose it's a bit, well, it's 1.25k more expensive than the Radian, but then it is 390k cheaper than the Cyclone. So that's what I'm going to compare it with. But first, let's see what we can do to it. And here it is. I organised my garages a bit more now. Here's all the electric cars in the game we currently got. Apart from obviously the Prius, whatever that's called in the game. Wow, this is such a good looking car. Now in real life this is actually based off of the Porsche Mission E. I was going to say E-Mission then, it's Mission E. Yes, I like it. It looks really good. Shame it is electric really, because that looks like it should be, should have a big engine in it. Oh well. Let's have a look at the interior. Come on. Nice, it's actually got the logo on the steering wheel, unlike the Revolver. I like the dial, it's got the electric volt dial, which I do like. I'm glad they're adding these details back in again. It's got the same interior as the Revolver, so that's not too exciting. But let's go and see the customization.
What were you looking for? Now what do you need?
So, we've got bumpers. So we've got a primary colour splitter, secondary colour splitter, carbon splitter, competition splitter, secondary splitter, and secondary competition splitter. I do apologise, I'm stuttering. Carbon competition splitter.
How many cars you got in this garage again?
Now, why does that front remind me of a 918? I don't know. I'm being weird. Right, so in the back we've got the race diffuser, and then we've got the carbon diffuser. I'm going to leave it as it is. It looks really cool as it is anyway. Engine, I doubt you can do anything with that. Bonnet, so we've got the double stripe, and that's pretty cool. I like that. And then we've got the single stripe. Double stripe's my favourite out of those two. But as you may know, I like to make my cars in GTA as close to the real life equivalent as possible. So we've got mirrors. That's a unique customization. We've got race mirrors, carbon race mirrors, primary rear cameras. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. That is really cool. That's the first time we've seen that in this game. So then we've got secondary rear cameras and then carbon cameras. I'm definitely going for the primary cameras. That's really cool. So we've also got the plate, which is all normal. Respray, I'm gonna keep that in white, so there's no reason to change that. Nah, that's fine. Oh, not my crew colour. What's the secondary colour then? I'd have guessed that would be the stripe when you put it on. I can't see any secondary colours on here now. There's no trim colour. You can't change the interior colour. Now that is strange. I was really expecting to change the interior colour because the Revolver you can, and because it's got the same interior, I thought you might be able to. Surprising. Right, so now we've got skirts. Oh, there's lots of options here. So we've got primary skirts, which I do like that Pfister sign it's got there. Oh, I like that. It's got a blue Pfister sign, like it's electric. But I think the back is actually yeah, look, it's blue as well. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we've got carbon skirt. We've got primary race skirt, secondary race skirt, carbon race skirt, primary competition skirt, secondary competition skirts, carbon competition skirts, and that's it.
No rush at all.
I'm gonna leave it like that. I do like that blue Pfister badge. Right, so moving on to spoilers. So we have the primary colour spoiler, which is not too bad, it's quite low level. Then we've got the secondary colour spoiler. Then we've got carbon spoiler, race spoiler, touring spoiler, and competition spoiler. That just ruins the lines. I think it's really cool as it is.
Technology and
Got
budget.
suspension and the wheels. Now this is one thing I am going to struggle on trying to find to make it as realistic as possible, because Mission E has really, really weird wheels. Right. Is that inside of the wheels white? Nah, I don't think they are, they're just chrome. I'm not quite sure. Yes, they are, look. It changes with the car. I thought they did. You know what? I'm going to leave them wheels as they are. Well, that's quite boring. In your case, I've just left it as it is. Which may not be a problem.
See you next time.
Just going to see how it feels. Bit of a shame you can't really see the dials. Now that was quite a neat drift for a non-deliberate drift. It's got quite a lot of oversteer. Not a lot of drift. Oh, blimey! Speak. Not a lot of grip on the rear wheels, which is a pain. The handling physics on this game is really weird, because sometimes it will oversteer, sometimes understeer, sometimes it will just not steer at all. It's quite weird. Ah. Now, let's go and test this corner over here, right at the end of this straight. See how well it's Oh, this ruddy game, man. Right, so this car really suffers from high speed oversteer. So in a straight line, it doesn't feel very fast. Yeah, it just doesn't feel very fast. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything special that it is compared to the Cyclone. But then what do you expect if you're paying 390k less? So, why am I crashing all the time? Right, okay, let's pull over a second just over here. Have a quick browse on the interweb. So, for the car, electric cars around this money, so it's in the super class. So we've got the SC1, which isn't electric, but it's 103k more. Then we've got the Cyclone, which is electric, but it's 390k more. Or we've got the Wagner, which is 1.53, only 35 grand extra, and that thing is the second fastest car in the game. Okay, and then let's jump into a race, that racetrack I did last week with the Revolta. And I'm going to put it against the Cyclone, the Wagner, and what should we do? Should we do the Wagner and the, we'll do the SC1. So we go over to online jobs, play a job, my job. It's called Test Track 4, I seem to remember it was called. That one. Hopefully I won't smash into the tyre walls that I kept doing last week. But judging by my driving today, probably I will. Right, play. So we'll set the benchmark in the Neon and we'll see where it all is. Actually, since the Cyclone's first, we'll go in the Cyclone. Just to see where this extra 390k is going in comparison. This feels so much faster. Wow, that was a... I don't think this is the right test. Oh well, we'll see how long it is. If it's too long, then I'll... Oh yeah, that was really bad understeer there. The trouble is, Rockstar seem to make these electric cars handle rubbishly, see? They just seem to handle them absolutely terribly. Also, it's a new track. Wasn't expecting it to be this track. I made all these random tracks at the start of last year. It's just these... It's got no grip. None of these electric cars seem to have grip. I don't know if it was because their initial acceleration, but it just seems like they have no grip in general. Like there's no front end grip, which then causes the rear end to flip. See? I don't know whether it is me or whether... Have you noticed that the steering, when you turn the wheel doesn't turn. The front wheel just doesn't turn as much as others. So that it's barely moving. Crap. I don't even know where this test track even goes. See, it seems like these electric cars love the straights, but once you come near any corners, that's it, you're going to lose them. Where the hell does this track go? How long is it? I hope it's not too long. One of two, stuff that man. I ain't doing 2 laps. Right, let's do it. Let's leave this job. Where's the leave job thing? Oh, whatever. Find new session. I ain't doing 2 laps. That's obviously not what I wanted to do. But it's just proved the point though that if you looked at the steering wheel, it barely moved. If you look at other cars, when you steer the steering wheel, it goes, I don't know, about like 60 degrees, where this one just seemed to go like 30 degrees. They got half the steering geometry. It's really, really weird. So I don't know why Rockstar had this thing where if you've got an electric car, it's going to handle crap. But then the initial accelerations and it's going to be mental. But of course, as it's been an electric car, the top speed's not be that good either. So the only thing that car actually does is then top speed. At least we actually have to load in the session quite well, quite quickly. Come on, so wasting recording time. I need to go and test this out. Online, jobs, play job, my job. Let's find this race I initially set up. It must have been 2. Yeah, it was 2, not 4. I don't know what 4 was. That was like an endurance race. So let's try again. Hopefully, I'm gonna be used to the physics after on this game. I just seem to be a little bit rubbish at this game. I haven't played it for a little while. I've been playing other games really. See, my experience on this game is completely diminished. Right, take two. We'll do that. Go, go, go. One lap, that's better. How I didn't notice that came up before, I don't know. See what I mean? There we go, that's the steering. When you remember I was in the prior last week, I went round that with no problem. See, why did the physics change? So that had so much grip that there's nothing wrong with it at all. That's what makes it so hard to compare cars, is that sometimes the physics just change and become excellent. Other times you're going along and the steering completely changes and then you can't, and you don't make the corner. Right, so this set a lap time of, I know I was first, 1 minute 15:039. So that's pretty quick. I think the prior was faster than that the last week. I thought that did a 13. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Come on, there's no need for all these loading screens because I'm on my own. So we'll do the Wagner and the Neon, and then we'll see whether it's worth the 1.5 million. Because the coil is 1.89, the Neon's 1.5, and the Wagner's 1.53. So, alright, where's Neon? No, we'll do the Neon first. I must have just got straight past it. Oh, maybe I won't be doing this then. See, this is exactly what I said last week. Screw it. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. Oh, they didn't put the car in the race. So I can't do it. No. Ah, no. I know they've done that a couple of times. Their new car was released and they wouldn't stick it on the races, which is a bit weird considering that that's what you do. Is that you buy a new car to then race it here? But oh well, whatever. Well, that's just screwed up that plan. Well then, I've probably been recording now for about 20 minutes, which I don't like recording for so long. I'm pretty angry now. Either way, with this, looking at money alone, and just by knowing the performance of some cars, it's really not worth getting. I really don't think it's worth getting, because that handles horribly and is actually really slow. I think it was like around the 13th or 14th fastest car in the game, so it's not that good. And then we've got this, which is only 35k more, and you get the second fastest car in the game. So I just don't understand why you'd want to pay so much for this when it's probably only going to be about... Just run into my car, why not? So you're going to be paying an extra 35 grand. You get a Wagner, which is like the second fastest car in the game, where you're going to pay 35 grand less for what? What exactly are you paying for in terms of this car? Admittedly, if you love the details, like the cameras and the blue glowing Pfister badge on the back, then yeah, then go for it. But for 1.5 million, like really, I'll just buy a Wagner. Just buy the Wagner. And just that 35 grand won't for the Wagner. It's just worth it. It's just worth it. When Bruffy does his review on this, it'll probably be, I reckon, around 10th. That's my best guess. It's because it doesn't feel very special. Like the Cyclone felt faster than this, and the handling was much better, because this just seems to fling its back out so much at high speeds until when you get to a tight bend, and then it just oversteers again, which is a bit weird. I didn't want it doing that. And then the understeers, there we go. It's that understeer. It's because if you look at the steering wheel when you turn it, look at how much the wheels moved. It's barely moved. Some cars, let's just jump into this car here and have a little comparison. Look how much, it's a small difference, but look, it's actually turned an extra, what, 10, 20 degrees? Probably being a bit optimistic there, but that's what makes the difference. Because this car's steering wheel barely turns, it just makes the handling rubbish. And of course, you've got this really bad oversteer, which then just messes this thing up. No, I don't like this car. I love the way it looks. I don't like the way it's electric, because I'm not fond of electric cars, and it's just not worth the money. It really is not worth it. You just buy a Wagner. The amount of times I've said in other videos, just buy a Wagner. Just buy a Wagner. Simple as that. And that's it in this video today. Not a very positive one, and a bit annoying that I couldn't do the test track in this. But oh well. What? I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not my fault. So yes, that's it for this video today. Just give you one piece of advice: if you want a fast supercar, buy a Wagner. It's as simple as that. If you want the fastest car in the game, just buy the RE7B. So that's my great piece of advice. Alright then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.